Well, good afternoon, Mason. Today, I think we'll read another fun story called Grandma Drove the Garbage Truck. Oh, I gotta shut these doors because our grandma is taking a nap. Grandma Drove the Garbage Truck, written by Katie Clark and illustrated by Amy Huntington. It's a little wide, but I think you'll be able to see it. Oh, this was another Christmas book, Christmas of 2018. Mason, this book is for you and Grandma to read together. Love, Linda Tanner. Oh, well, I'm going to have to read it. Grandma Drove the Garbage Truck. To Rob, Daniel, and Ellie, and with special thanks to B. Hooden, my inspiration. Ring, ring, ring. Grandma slapped the alarm clock beside her bed. Ring, ring. Grandma opened one eye. She slapped the alarm clock again. Ring. Ah, it wasn't the alarm clock. It was the telephone. Oh, hello, yawned Grandma. Achoo, sneezed a voice. Ma, I'm sick, sick as a dog. My stomach's churning, my eyes are burning, and my head's a turning. It was Buster, Grandma's first son. Ma, there's no way I can drive the truck this morning. Grandma squinted at the calendar tacked beside her bed. Parade day of all days, she scolded. Well, never mind. We'll do fine without you. Get some rest, Buster. And Buster, for goodness sake, use your handkerchief. And Grandma hung up the phone. Grandma had been in the garbage business for as far back as anyone could remember. She ran the office, the answering machine, opening the mail, and counting the money. Her 3 sons drove the trucks. For Grandma and everyone else, there was no bigger holiday than the 4th of July. Folks prepared for months, building fancy floats, practicing marching songs, buying new outfits, hanging up flags. The town had to look spick and span for the big parade. And you see people are all practicing their musical instruments. Grandma stretched and hopped out of bed. Ring, ring, ring. Grandma held her toothbrush in one hand and picked up the phone with the other. Hello? She burbled. Coughed a voice. Ma, I'm sick, sick as a dog. My eyes are burning, my head's turning, and my stomach's churning. It was Bert, Grandma's second son. Ma, there's no way I can run the compactor this morning. Grandma glanced at the clock on the shelf. The parade starts at 10 o'clock, fretted Grandma. Well, never mind. We can manage without you. Get some rest, Bert. And Bert, for goodness sake, cover your mouth when you cough. And Grandma hung up the phone. Oh, look, the cat's going into the wastebasket. Ring, ring. Grandma held her coffee mug in one hand and answered the phone with the other. Hello, sputtered Grandma. Ring. Hello. Ring. It wasn't the telephone. It was the doorbell. And there at the door stood Bill, Grandma's third and last son, with little Billy at his side. Bill didn't have to say a word. Grandma could tell his head was turning, his stomach was churning, and his eyes were burning. Bill was sick, sick as a dog. There was no way he could drive a truck, much less run a compactor. Shameful, just shameful, making folks parade past garbage on the 4th of July, muttered Grandma. Well, never mind. Come in, Bill. And Bill, for goodness sake, set yourself down in my comfy chair. Yeah, Bill does look sick as a dog. There's Grandma's putting on her boots. Grandma eyed Bill, and then she eyed her littlest grandson. Thank goodness, he looked healthy as a horse. Sick as a dog and healthy as a horse. Grandma grabbed a pair of Buster's old coveralls. She tossed her grandson a pair of greasy gloves. It looks like we've got a job to do, Billy, she said. A big job. Grandma clapped on Bert's best baseball cap and shoved her feet, slippers and all, into Bill's work boots. Billy ran to fetch 3 cushions from the couch. 1 for him and 2 for Grandma. Grandma gave Billy a boost, and then Billy gave Grandma a hand. And Grandma peered through the steering wheel. I sure hope I can drive this big old clunker, Grandma hollered as she revved the engine and released the brake. The garbage truck zoomed down the driveway. The mailbox, screamed Billy, but Grandma didn't hear. She was too busy looking to the left. The garbage truck skidded around the bend. Oh my goodness, right into the rose bushes. My roses, shouted Roy Hardy. But Grandma didn't hear. She was too busy hauling trash cans. Yeah, look at the roses all over the garbage truck. The garbage truck bumped down the lane. Bump, 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 scaring the chickens. The dog looks a little freaked out. My clothesline, shrieked Edna Fillmore. But Grandma didn't hear. She was too busy working the compactor. Oh, yeah, there's Edna Fillmore's clothes are all over the garbage truck. The garbage truck raced across the avenue. My flag, squealed little Maggie Wells. But Grandma didn't hear. She was too busy backing up. Ah, look at that. Backed up and bumped into the flag. The garbage truck swerved onto Main Street. The parade, yelled Billy. The parade! Grandma stood on the brake. But too late. The garbage truck screeched to a stop right in front of the All-Star Marching Band. Oh boy, now they're going to lead the parade. And there's a fellow playing a trombone. And these are, tubas? A big drum. And then these 2 guys are carrying a sign that says All-Star Marching Band. Grandma adjusted her glasses and tipped her cap. Banners, flags, and hats waved back. Grandma tapped the horn. Beep, beep. Flutes, trumpets, and trombones tooted an encore. Grandma thumped Billy on the back. I guess I can drive this big old clunker any day, she chuckled. 3 cheers for Grandma, shouted Billy. Then he scrambled up the front fender of the garbage truck. He proudly nestled the blue ribbon for Most Creative Float in a wreath of Roy Hardy's best roses. What a perfect day for a parade. Little Billy, there's the first place blue ribbon. Grandma, she looks pretty happy. She's got a rose in her lapel. pocket. And that's them. You remember what her boys' names were? Was it, I think one was Bill, one was Bert, and who was the other one? They all started with B. I forget. Bert and Bill is all the only two I can remember. Buster. Buster, Bert, and Bill. The end.